Hello and welcome to The Drama Coach. Now this is the 9th update of the journey that my daughter and I are taking into screen acting. And I just looked back through the YouTube videos and it actually marks about 3 months. So we've been at this goal now for 3 months and there's some exciting news in this video, but I'll try and talk about that a bit later. I'll try and be chronological in this video. So it's week 15, 16, about 3 months in to our journey. So this week, I don't think I mentioned this in the last video. Lacey is going in for a competition. Well, she's not going in this week, she's rehearsing this week for a festival. And I think this is really good for young people to go into festivals. It gives them a chance to perform, often on their own, in front of an audience. But importantly, it also lets them see work from other people. You can often get stuck, especially now with so much at home being done, like, what am I trying to say? Auditions, home auditions. Well, I cannot get my words out this week either. I'm a little bit excitable. Self-tapes, of course, and those type of auditions. You're working from home, you're doing your thing, and you're not necessarily out there seeing other students work. So I think it's really good for Lacey that she's doing the Midsummerset Festival again this year. However, her friend couldn't make it, so she has hoiked in, although I think she was very keen to do it, she's hoiked in another friend from her dance and drama class, which is brilliant. But it does mean going in with children that are 2 years older than her. Again, I think if it's your first festival, perhaps don't do this. You probably want a level playing field and see students your own age. Lacey has done this last year, and though she was nervous, she really enjoyed it and came home with a nice shiny trophy, which was really good for her confidence. So seeing as she's done this festival before, she seems pretty cool with the fact that she's going to have to go because her partner for her duologue is 2 school years older than her. She will now have to go into that category, but she's cool with that. We've talked about it and she loves working with this partner, and it brings a different element to the rehearsals. But of course, it also means she's watching the year 6s rather than the year 4s in their duologue competition. So it gives us something to aim towards for the future. It's not going to be inappropriate pieces with just a couple of years difference. Excuse me. So it's going to be really good for her to see students a couple of years older than her. So she's doing that, and she's doing her monologue as she was before. So those rehearsals are going really, really well. We've actually done a combination of live rehearsals and Zoom rehearsals because, again, both girls are busy. They've got a lot of dance and school and homework and other commitments to fit in. So far, having a combination of live rehearsals together and Zoom rehearsals is going really well, and they both seem to be absolutely smashing their lines with ease, which is really, really nice. I think I talked a lot about line learning in the last video or two. I'm really enjoying chunking my lines down. I think I talked about that last time, and they're really sticking now. And just to keep them fresh, because I don't know when this piece is going to be filmed, just to keep them fresh, I've got an audio recording, so if I'm out for a walk I can listen to it. I'm well over listening to my own voice now. I know when you do it for the first time it feels really bizarre because we hear our voice differently. The vibrations in our own head sounds different to somebody else's ears receiving the vibrations. So the first few times we hear our voice, I found it really cringy and I didn't like it. But again, as actors, as performers, we need to watch back, we need to listen back and make changes in what we do. So if you or whoever you're coaching and helping can get over this as soon as possible, it's really, really good, because then you can objectively watch and listen to your material back. You don't want to be going, oh, I hate my voice, and that's all you're thinking about, because then you're not thinking objectively about what you're seeing and hearing. That was a side note I didn't expect to talk about, so that's cool. Let me check my notes. I've been doing more reading on WeAudition. I really like doing this. It feels like a network of actors, so I just switch my beacon on. I applied actually to be a reader before. I have applied to have an actor profile on there. And if you are free and doing work at home, you can pop your beacon on as long as you've got somewhere quiet, and people can ring in and use you as their reader and rehearse with them. It's great fun. You can put on accents for them. You can give them help and advice with their scene if you want to. You don't have to. You get a little taste of the kind of jobs they're going for. I really enjoy not knowing who or where they're going to come from, you know, through my screen. They could be anywhere in the world, and I find that really exhilarating and really fun. So I've been doing a bit more of that. But as I said, you have to know that you're home and it's fairly peaceful to receive those calls. We talked about Lacey going in for a competition with an older student. Okay, agents. So I've really spent this week or so really trying to get an agent, thinking about it, not just putting it out there to the universe, which I like to do, but also taking action and braving sending agents my material. And I got the first few rejections, totally fine with that. You know, they're too busy, their books aren't open at the moment. If you are on Spotlight, then it's pretty easy because there's a directory of all the agents on Spotlight, so you can work your way through those. I suggest going on the website because each seem to have their individual way of wanting you to approach them. Some might have a form on the website, some have specific monologues they want you to do, others just want your profile link. So rather than just blanketing them all with here's my headshot, CV, showreel, Spotlight pin, you can actually look and see what they are asking for, or if their books, I've made a spreadsheet. I never used to be a great spreadsheet fan, but this really helped me. So I could list the agents, list who I'd contacted, what I'd sent, and whether they'd responded or not, because if I didn't get an agent, then I was going to go back through when, you know, my material is better, go back through and keep trying for an agent, because I really want those jobs to be available to me. I know that, you know, the jobs that I'm seeing on Backstage and even Spotlight are not the ones, or not all of the ones that other people who are represented are seeing. So obviously I want, and I've been seeing some real naff old jobs out there, you know, really low paid stuff. That's going to take a lot of time and energy and is going to be your own work. So you're not even going to have something razzle dazzle for your showreel. A lot of input for very little financial gain, or even, you know, material gain. You're not even coming away with a really great scene that you can use in your showreel. So that was a little bit disheartening to see. So all these jobs that I just think, no, it's not worth my time. I did apply to go to an acting workshop and get paid for that. I don't think that came through, but again, that would be a nice fun way. Even if you're not earning a lot from attending a workshop, you are still gaining experience, connections, and getting paid a bit. And there was one fairly local to me, so I'll definitely apply for that again because I thought that would be a really good experience. So yeah, the jobs were looking not great. So I was plowing through, really trying to get an agent, making a note of who I'd spoken to, you know, emailed, whether they'd responded saying no or try again later, or whether they'd not responded at all, etc., etc. And then yesterday I got a call from an agent, which was really exciting. And today I have signed my contract with them. So I'm with Zuri Tyne Global Management, and they seem really exciting. Again, do your research. Even if you're not on Spotlight, you can still go and look for agents. You can Google them, you can find them. They have a website. I'm really excited to be represented and to be represented by this agency because they look great. Can't wait. I'll know much more to update you in the coming weeks. As I said, I only signed the contract today, so I'm just sort of in the process of editing all my social media profiles, etc., saying that I'm now represented and who I'm represented by, so I'm super excited for that. They're also looking into the possibility of taking Lacey on as well, so that will be wonderful because I have been applying. So another thing they list for you on the website of each agency is whether they cover young performers or not. So the ones that do, I was applying for her as well. Yeah, so fingers crossed we'll both be with Zuri Tyne very soon. So what else has happened? Oh yes, so I braved contacting casting directors. So I thought, come on, if you can start directly emailing agents. I'm so sorry, I can't get my words out this week. Yes, we won't go into that, but ladies, you probably know why. can't get my words out this week. So that, do you know what? It'll be really interesting actually to see female actors and, you know, when they have their time of the month, if that does affect them vocally, mentally, physically. I'm quite lucky in that I don't get a whole lot of pain, but I can sometimes get my words in a little bit of jumble. So I'm going to really have to work on that and look at my schedule and find ways through that. So ladies, if you have top tips for avoiding brain fog at your time of the month, that would be greatly appreciated, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who occasionally suffers from that. So where was I? Yes, so I thought to myself, if I can approach agents, surely I can brave approaching casting directors. So I've also made a spreadsheet of casting directors, looking at the shows that I really like, the shows that I envisage myself being in, who are the current casting directors for those shows or for those television networks. So I've started that. I think I've emailed 2 or 3 so far, but as I said, I was really concentrating on agents last week. So I'm going to carry on with that. I can ask my agent's advice too as to whether that is what I should be doing. I'm going to carry on with approaching relevant casting directors with my material. And again, trying not to be rude and bombard them. I'll keep a note of when I contacted them, so I'm not frequently contacting them, whether they get back to me or not. And again, in a few months' time, hopefully the material that I've got to offer them is going to be that much better because I can show them the jobs that I've been doing. Whereas until now, my show reel has been created just by sort of monologue and self-tape bits being cut together. I cannot wait to have some proper footage to put in my show reel and start sharing it with everybody. So yes, that's it. That's the last couple of weeks. Bagging an agent, hooray, really, really exciting. I can't wait to see what jobs that opens up. More reading for actors, Lacey going into a competition with an older student, and braving emailing those casting directors. If you've got any tips for contacting agents, contacting casting directors, I would really love to hear about them. So please drop a comment if you've got anything you want to share there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.